This virtual Windsor throwback, we head to the world of dressage and the 2019 Shira'aa Grand Prix, which saw Carl Hester bring an old friend with him to the Castle Arena. But that would be just one of the great memories he'd remember from that day.
Earlier on today, him and Charlotte got to meet Her Majesty the Queen.
I actually saw that on Facebook. I was actually a little bit jealous, but you know, we'll let it go. It is Carl, and we all love to watch Carl.
Well, he's been a part of the sport for many years, but this horse, it's actually maybe nicer to see Nip Tuck than it is Carl today,
Well, I didn't want to
actually.
say anything, but I'm quite excited to see Nip Tuck.
Yeah, Nip Tuck's a great horse. I mean, he was third in the World Cup finals in Omaha back in 2017. He's taken it to the World Equestrian Games, the Europeans, won the Grand Prix in freestyle at Key, so it really is great to see this horse back out.
It's great to see them both together, actually. Yeah. A really great combination to see. You know, once again, like I said, when you watch Charlotte and the fact that you watch the way that they break the test up, obviously Carl showed Charlotte how to do that. So it's really nice to see the man himself out there today. And especially with Nip Tuck, he's a really lovely horse, of course he is, but Carl still has to ride every single movement to the mark. He can't throw a mark out there. And I think that really shows the relationship between horse and rider, and how their relationship is working together and how well they work together.
And for anyone that thinks he gets higher marks because he's Carl Hester, you're absolutely wrong. Like, he still has to work for those marks, just like everybody else.
Absolutely, and just something as simple as the extended trot there. Did you see how much preparation he had through the corner before he even asked for the extended trot? If you watch here how he's presenting the horse on the short side, and look at the transition there. Every movement, there's a transition. That transition you saw just before he started the half pass. You know, looking at Nip Tuck, he doesn't have huge expression in front, but look at that uniform bend, that banana shape we're looking for around the inside leg is correct. You know, he's uphill, he's got super crossing. There isn't a rhythm change. He's got balance, and that's how the judges are slowly going to be ticking it off as they watch each movement. Just as simple as that. I knew that was going to be a square hold. I mean, he wouldn't throw that mark away.
No.
Into a really steady rein back, correct steps. Then you've got your preparation here again. Look, as he almost rides astride of passage before he goes into the extended trot here, just to give the horse time to come up into the shoulder. Just enables him to have a little bit more ground cover. Just lost a little bit of rhythm there coming into the passage, but you can just see now how Nip Tuck's starting to settle. Just want to look at the fluency coming into the Piaffe transition. Just would like to see a little bit more energy coming out of the transition itself. But really super rhythm there in the passage. You really want to look at this over track as well. And when we say over track, we want to look at those back feet stepping into the front feet. Hoof prints.
There you go.
There we go. I was trying to explain that. Hoof prints is what I went for. And out of all the extended walks we've seen today, actually, you can see there how Carl's allowed him out the most and said to him, you know, take the ground cover, take the contact out in front of me and show them that you are relaxed.
How many times do you reckon Nip Tuck's ridden this test?
Oh, hundreds. He probably dreams it in his sleep, bless him. Good collected walk. Good clear 4-beat, good regularity. Good clean transition into the passage. And you'll just see here how Carl quickens the passage slightly, just there, just before he comes into the Piaffe, just so he keeps a good energy and a good forward thinking, a good forward momentum in the Piaffe. And he will quicken the Piaffe again just as he comes out.
You can see Charlotte just in the background there watching on over the gate.
And she will be. They're a fantastic team, and that's how they're so successful.
Yeah.
Is they work together. They are also a partnership.
It's a bit like you and your dad.
Yeah, it is. We would be very much the same. Nice jump there in the canter. And you see, always on that short side, the horse is in the position that he needs to be in.
Yeah.
Coming to the 2 time changes, 9 2 times. And you can just see how straight they are, how clear the jump is from one change to the other. And that's where Carl really pulls the marks in. You know, okay, there could be a horse with a huge change, but then becomes crooked, or doesn't have a straight line. Carl has just done 9 clean 2 times on a really straight diagonal. You've got to give it top marks. Good uphill balance into the flying change. And I always say Carl is the man of zigzags. Every time I watch him, he just performs a zigzag so well. You can see here individually how he sets the horse up. He makes the horse wait, does the flying change, and then he goes sideways.
It's very clear, the steps that are involved there.
Yeah, it really is. The preparation he has, and he seems to almost pause and have all this time in the world before he has to do the flying change. Because I'm still working how to count up to 6.
Yeah, you can see that kind of moment of suspension in between.
Yeah. Jumping through on those 1 times, skipping from one leg to the other, and you can just see there how Carl's nudging him slowly as if Carl was walking, asking for each change, and that's really how you ask for the 1 times, just walk in the saddle.
It's that simple, is it?
Just that simple, and it just happens. You can see there the shoulder in, slight shoulder fall. And that's just to make sure the horse is in the correct position to be able to perform the pirouette and take the weight behind. Good balance in the flying change. Look at those 6 to 8 steps in the canter pirouette.
And really fluid all the way around there.
Really fluent. I mean, how do you not give that a good mark? There was nothing wrong with it. He had the jump, there was the bend that you need through the body, that banana shape we keep talking about. You know, like you said, it was fluid. Fluent.
Any
flu, it would work there. You know, Carl has to be quite clever as well in the extended trots. If he suddenly blasted across the diagonal, you know, he'd lose rhythm. It would be more expensive. So it's better to play a safer game in the extended trot, taking your time, just to aim for that higher mark.
Sort of skipping down. I mean, just such a nice trot into the passage.
Yeah, it's really lovely energy. You can just see there how he's just losing a little bit of rhythm behind, but the transition into the piaffe there was very correct. You can just see how he's ever so slightly swinging slightly left to right. You know, and that's just a bit of a balance thing.
Yeah.
But what I like here when you watch Nip Tuck Passage, can you see he just sort of wriggles his toe in midair?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look. And that's just showing suspension. That's air time that we were talking about. I mean, Carl's chuffed, and he should be.
Yeah,
you know, he gets to ride, you know, his old friend, really, doesn't he, around the Grand Prix, and it was a really great test to watch.
And I bet there's lots of people sitting in the audience that are just happy to see that horse. It's not often that Carl gets upstaged, but I think it's going to be close today with Nip Tuck.
I think it is going to be close. I mean, we never quite know, do we? But I think, you know, from a rider's point of view, Carl will go back and think about that. But at the end of the day, I think he'll be very proud of Nip Tuck out there today.
Yeah.
We've all seen Nip Tuck not be easy out in the arena, but actually he really worked well with Carl, and there was a lot of relaxation within the test itself. And there was some really spot-on movements.
Yeah, and he'll be happy to be here with his old friend.
Yeah, it really will. So it's going to be tight, but, you know, we'll see there today.
While on this outing, Carl finished on a score of 74.304%, which in the end was good enough to finish second, just behind his teammate, Charlotte Dujardin.